disturbing details about old and new injuries inflicted upon his own 7-year-old son, Troy Kohler, were told to the court.
Scars all over his body, which are indicative of non-accidental inflicted trauma.
CPS confirms Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas adopted Troy in 2019, and court records show earlier this year, CPS conducted 2 investigations after school officials reported possible child abuse because Troy had black eyes and bruises. In July, officers were called to the family's home in Spring after the parents reported the 7-year-old missing. A deputy found Troy dead in the family's washing machine with a bump on his forehead, blood on his nose and mouth, and
multiple bruising, pattered scars all over the body, facial injuries.
Text messages between the parents about their own son were also read in court, including one that investigators say Mrs. Thomas wrote, saying Troy told the truth about eating her oatmeal cream pies
because she, quote, threatened to put him in the stove and turn it on.
And detectives say a message from Mr. Thomas about the 7-year-old eating his donut sticks.
I need to get the locks. I'm going to end up killing him. You're going to come home and he's going to be hanging from the tree outside, end quote.
One more message said to be from Troy's mom.
I'm so sick of this boy. Like, I'm really tired of him and don't want him in this house no more, end quote.
After months of investigating, Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas were arrested yesterday. Mr. Thomas is charged with capital murder. According to court records, the 7-year-old was likely hit, suffocated, and possibly even drowned. Now, Mrs. Thomas is charged with injury to a child and injury by omission. Her bond has been set at $150,000. Mr. Thomas's bond has been set at $2 million. Reporting live in downtown Houston, I'm Damalie Keith, Fox 26 News.
And first tonight, we have new developments in the death of a 7-year-old boy whose body was found inside a washing machine over the summer.
The Harris County Sheriff tweeted tonight, Troy Kohler's adoptive parents are under arrest and charged in connection with this death. Lauren Tallarico joins us in the newsroom with the new developments tonight. Lauren?
Yeah, at the time, it seemed like this may have been just a horrible accident, but now investigators believe there is much more to this tragic story. It was early on July 28th when the adoptive parents of 7-year-old Troy Kohler reported him missing from their home on Rosegate Drive in North Harris County. The Harris County Sheriff's Department responded.
Driving patrols around the neighborhood, didn't find anything, and then decided to search the house.
That's when they found the child's body inside a washing machine that was in the home's garage. At the time, we spoke to the boy's father, Jermaine Thomas.
I put my key in the door and then the door open. But anything else after that, I don't know.
We don't know what happened, but we intend to find out.
Now investigators think they do know. Tonight, Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says Kohler's parents, Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas, have been arrested. Jermaine's charged with capital murder and Tiffany's charged with injury to a child by omission. According to the sheriff, the autopsy revealed new and previous injuries. The child's death was ruled a homicide. The Texas Department of Family Services said the couple adopted Troy in 2019 after he'd been their foster child. In July, CPS told us they had history with the family. When we asked if there was an open or active case at the time, we were told that information was confidential, unless it was determined the death was related to abuse or neglect. We will be following up with CPS now that the child's parents have been arrested. We are still waiting for the mugshots of the couple.
The adoptive parents of a 7-year-old boy found dead in a washing machine in Spring are now behind bars, and that comes after months of investigating by police. Now, we know the details of this story are disturbing, but it does paint a picture of what investigators say this poor child had to endure.
Text messages reveal the parents spoke about killing their child for eating their snacks. CPS has been involved with the family twice, and it's one of a few cases we've recently reported where parents are accused of killing their children. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor live in Spring after trying to get some answers on this case. Brooke.
Eric and Mel, the documents here are even just hard to read. This 7-year-old boy, investigators say, was found with bruises all over, a bloody face and injuries to his face. They say he was suffocated, he was beaten, and even possibly drowned. 4 months after 7-year-old Troy was found dead in a washing machine, and his adoptive parents are now charged. Court records show disturbing texts between Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas. Investigators say Jermaine was upset their son ate his donut sticks and texted Tiffany, quote, "I need to get the locks. I'm going to end up killing him. They're going to come home and he's going to hang from the tree outside." In another text, investigators say Tiffany said their son admitted to eating her oatmeal cream pies because she threatened to put him in the stove and turn it on. In July, the parents reported Troy missing. Officers found the boy dead in a washing machine in their garage. Troy was a foster child who was adopted in 2019. CPS has investigated the family twice after concerns from his school. This doesn't surprise Mike Schneider, who specializes in CPS investigations.
We often find when children are injured, it's not the first time when it comes to light. There's often a history. Unfortunately, CPS has a lot of turnovers, and I think that affects their ability to follow through on a lot of these investigations. CPS has lost about 3,000 employees in the last year.
According to data from DFPS, Harris County caseworkers juggle a daily caseload of around 16 cases. There were more than 24,000 investigations in 2021. Statewide, CPS says they've had a 35% turnover rate.
It's easy for these cases to get lost or for a caseworker to not know enough about the past with this family because what's on paper or in their file electronically doesn't really reflect what the family's really like.
CPS didn't answer our questions about Troy's case and their history with the family, saying legally they can't until the investigation is closed.
They appear to be an agency that's just overwhelmed in general.
And when we get that fatality report from CPS, once they're able to release it, we'll of course bring that to you so we can look into how this could have been avoided. Meanwhile, his adoptive father is charged with capital murder. He's behind bars tonight on a $2 million bond. The mother is charged with injury to a child by omission. Her bond set at $150,000 tonight. We're live in Spring. I'm Brooke Taylor, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Brooke, absolutely hard.
So we are up in Spring in the Burnhamwood subdivision off of Rosegate, and you can see that the scene back here is still very active, and investigators are continuing to go in and out one of the homes down here on this street. But what we know at this point is that HCSO deputies, deputies with Precinct 4 made the horrific discovery of that 7-year-old's body inside of a washing machine inside the garage of the home on this street.
They got him.
We have confirmed that 7-year-old Troy Kohler was a student in Spring ISD. And
They got him.
First reported missing at 5:20 this morning. Both of his parents were home at the time, according to an investigator with HCSO. Deputies did search the neighborhood area out here, but did not find him. And that's when they decided to search the home. And that's, of course, when they found his body inside of a washing machine. Now, at this point, investigators are not saying if they think that this may have been a tragic accident and the child somehow got into the top load washer, or if something may have happened to him before and then he was placed inside the machine. Everything at this point under investigation. But we did see both of the parents with police out here at the scene. Nobody has been arrested, at least as of the last update we received. Both of the parents were separated and being taken downtown for more questioning. And take a listen here. This is what investigators could share with us about how the parents realized their son was missing.
Either she came home from work or someone in the house woke up. She's wearing a work uniform. We still haven't determined whether she was at home or just got home or was getting ready for work.
And we've learned that Troy was a foster child and was possibly adopted back in 2019. And it doesn't sound like he had any siblings. According to what investigators shared with us, it sounds like the parents and the child were the ones home at the time. And an autopsy report, of course, should reveal more details about exactly how this child died. And I've been talking to some of the neighbors out here, many of them not wanting to go on camera, but they are just absolutely shocked and saddened. And some of them are trying to figure out if this was a child that maybe they knew or had talked to before. And so obviously this is just a very dark day for this neighborhood up in Spring. And so that's the latest updates that we have. So I'm going to toss it back.
Very excited. They appear to have got him. Stand by. Oh my God, so emotional today. Whew. Hold up. Okay, we're live. They got him. The trafficker said he was going to hang him by a tree. Text messaging. The mother said, I don't want him in the house no more. Totally terrorized, totally tortured. CPS reports. These aren't foster parents. This has nothing to do with foster care. These are CPS, child traffic agents. Let's get it straight. CPS agents. We don't even use that freaking term in these cases anymore. It's CPS agents. These are CPS workers, federally paid, federally funded, CPS screened, CPS approved. They're all in collusion. So we don't even use that term foster. Throw it out the window. These are all CPS agents, the social workers, the foster parents. Help us shut them down, please. Foster War 2022, but they're CPS agents. The CPS agents, workers, federally paid workers, screened workers. It appears he threw him in the washing machine to torture him. May not have been the first time. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a locking where you can't get out washing machine. That's the kind that was used. The one we're showing here, that's not the real one. The real one, you'll see it loaded. It's a new style one. It's the locking lid one. He put him in there to torture that child. Get it straight. He put that child in there not to hide a freaking body. He put that child in there because he put him in there to torture him in a freaking washing machine. That's what he did to that child. Call it out for what it is. You don't say he tried to hide the body and call the police. He put the child in there and started the freaking thing. They got him hook, line, sinker, got all the text messages. Took them 4 months to do it? They just were arrested 10 days ago. How long did it take them to see their text messages that I'm going to hang him by a tree and I don't want him in the house no more? He's eating my cookies. Rolling.
Spring, where a 7-year-old boy was found dead in a washing machine.
This was after his parents reported him missing yesterday morning. Rochelle Turner live with what the boy's adoptive father told us late last night when he arrived home. Rochelle.
Good morning. Jermaine Thomas spoke briefly with us after he was questioned by authorities and dropped off at this home behind me by a precinct 4 deputy constable. Now, he told us when he got to the home around midnight on Wednesday, the door was already unlocked. This is Troy Kohler's adoptive dad, Jermaine Thomas. He says he came home after work yesterday around midnight looking for his wife, and the door was already unlocked.
Just like I'm finna walk in the door right now. I don't have my keys, but I put my key in the door and then the door open. But anything else after that, I don't know.
Jermaine says Troy wasn't in the house, and around 5:30 that morning, the 7-year-old was reported missing. Deputies searched the neighborhood before they made the horrific discovery.
At that point, they found a deceased 7-year-old child in the washing machine in the garage.
Troy's mom and dad were questioned by authorities. No charges have been filed, but how did Troy end up in the washing machine? His condition and cause of death remain under investigation.
Just don't know how it happened.
The Department of Family and Protective Services confirmed the couple adopted Troy in 2019. He also attended Jenkins Elementary School, and Spring ISD says his death represents a great loss for our district, and we are providing ongoing counseling and grief services for students and staff members impacted by this tragedy. And so many questions surrounding this investigation. Today, we're hoping to learn a little bit more about what happened to little Troy. As soon as we find out more information, we'll be sure to let you know. Reporting live from Spring this morning, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
Michelle, thank you. At 6:32 now, to the latest on this heartbreaking story from Spring, where a 7-year-old boy was found dead in a washing machine.
This was after his parents reported him missing yesterday morning. Rochelle Turner, live with what the boy's adoptive father told us late last night when he arrived home. Rochelle.
Good morning. Jermaine Thomas spoke briefly with us after he was questioned by authorities and dropped off at this home behind me by a Precinct 4 deputy constable. Now, he told us when he got to the home around midnight on Wednesday, the door was already unlocked. This is Troy Kohler's adoptive dad, Jermaine Thomas. He says he came home after work yesterday around midnight looking for his wife, and the door was already unlocked.
Just like I'm finna walk in the door right now. I don't have my keys, but I put my key in the door and then the door open. But anything else after that, I don't know.
Jermaine says Troy wasn't in the house, and around 5:30 that morning, the 7-year-old was reported missing. Deputies searched the neighborhood before they made the horrific discovery.
At that point, they found a deceased 7-year-old child in the washing machine in the garage.
Troy's mom and dad were questioned by authorities. No charges have been filed, but how did Troy end up in the washing machine? His condition and cause of death remain under investigation.
Just don't know how it happened.
The Department of Family and Protective Services confirmed the couple adopted Troy in 2019. He also attended Jenkins Elementary School, and Spring ISD says his death.
The medical examiner will try to figure out what caused the death of a 7-year-old boy. Little Troy Kohler's body was found inside a washing machine in his family's garage.
We're learning new information in a case we've been watching for months.
Harris County Sheriff's deputies just arrested a Spring couple for their son's death. And this morning, they will go before a judge. Back in July, 7-year-old Troy Kohler was reported missing, and his body was later found inside a washing machine at the family's home.
Michelle Troy is live outside probable cause court in downtown Houston. Michelle.
Yeah, Dave and Kimberly, this morning, both adoptive parents are in the process of going through probable cause court. In fact, the dad, Jermaine Thomas, is facing a judge right now. Now, this comes after the couple were arrested yesterday, according to the Harris County Sheriff. Now, this is truly a heartbreaking story. Back in July, deputies found 7-year-old Troy Kohler's body inside a top-loading washing machine in his home garage in Spring after his adoptive parents reported him missing earlier that morning. 42-year-old Jermaine and 35-year-old Tiffany Thomas are now charged in connection to little Troy's death. His adopted dad, Jermaine, is charged with capital murder. His adopted mom charged with injury to a child by omission. Now, court documents were obtained revealing new and disturbing details, including blood was found inside the bottom of that washing machine, as well as the kitchen door frame. Deputies say they also found blood around Troy's nose and a large bump on his forehead. Investigators say an autopsy revealed that little Troy had bruises and scars all over his body. Investigators believe Troy's body was placed into the washing machine after he was killed to be concealed his death. Homicide. Court docs say both parents hit him with an unknown object, and that in a text between them, the dad said he was going to, quote, end up killing him after the boy ate their food. The mom texted back she was, quote, sick and tired of the boy. Now, we are expecting to hear a lot more details here at PC Court about this awful case. We'll keep you posted.
Disturbing new details emerging from that story. Michelle Troy, thank you for the latest on that.
And first at 5, the parents of a little boy found dead in a washing machine were supposed to make their first court appearances today, where horrific details came out about the child's last days alive.
Fox 26's John McKee live in downtown Houston and tells us the boy's mother was not in court. Donnelly.
Yeah, we're told mental health reasons kept Tiffany Thomas from today's probable cause hearing, but her husband, Jermaine Thomas, stood before the court as details about why he's charged with his son's murder were read.
The complainant died at the defendant's home and his homicide due to homicidal violence.
Here in front of a judge, Jermaine Thomas stood for several minutes as disturbing details about old and new injuries inflicted upon his own 7-year-old son, Troy Kohler, were told to the court. CPS confirms Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas adopted Troy in 2019, and court records show earlier this year, CPS conducted 2 investigations after school officials reported possible child abuse because Troy had black eyes and bruises. In July, officers were called to the family's home in Spring after the parents reported the 7-year-old missing. A deputy found Troy dead in the family's washing machine with a bump on his forehead, blood on his nose and mouth, and
multiple bruising, pattern scars all over the body, facial injuries.
text messages between the parents about their own son were also read in court, including one that investigators say Mrs. Thomas wrote, saying Troy told the truth about eating her oatmeal cream pies
because she, quote, threatened to put him in the stove and turn it on.
And detectives say a message from Mr. Thomas about the 7-year-old eating his donut sticks.
I need to get the logs. I'm going to end up killing him. You're going to come home. He's going to be hanging from the tree outside. End quote.
One more message said to be from Troy's mom.
I'm so sick of this boy. Like, I'm really tired of him and don't want him in this house anymore. End quote.
After months of investigating, Jermaine and Tiffany Thomas were arrested yesterday. Mr. Thomas is charged with capital murder. According to court records, the 7-year-old was likely hit, suffocated, and possibly even drowned. Now, Mrs. Thomas is charged with injury to a child and injury by omission. Her bond has been set at $150,000. Mr. Thomas's bond has been set at $2 million. Reporting live in downtown Houston, I'm Dominique Keith, Fox 26 News.
I've never seen nothing like that before. Not here. Neighbors on this quiet North Harris County street struggle to wrap their minds around the discovery made by deputies at this home early this morning. Precinct 4 Constable deputies arrived at this home in Spring at around 5:30 this morning. It was shortly after 7-year-old Troy Kohler's adopted parents called authorities to report the boy missing.
The constables were here for quite a while, taking the report and getting clothing descriptions and getting ready to start canvassing the neighborhood, driving patrols around the neighborhood. They didn't find anything, and then decided to search the house.
While inside the family's garage, constable deputies looked inside the washing machine. That's where they found Troy, fully clothed and lifeless. Investigators aren't sharing many details about what his parents think may have happened. Both were taken to the Harris County Sheriff's Office for questioning. So far, neither of them has been charged with a crime.
He was a bright kid, you know. He was a baby, and he didn't have a chance.
Kenyetta Hewitt drove her son to the home today after he asked if he could say goodbye and leave a toy for his friend. We've learned the family was renting the home and had moved in earlier this month. The Texas Department of Family Services says that the couple adopted Troy back in 2019 after he'd been a foster child. A spokesperson says CPS, quote, does have a history with the family. We asked if the department had an open or active case on the family at the time the boy's body was found. We were told that information is confidential unless it's determined the death was related to abuse or neglect. In Spring, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Homicide investigators are still looking into what or who caused the death of a 7-year-old boy in Spring. Deputies found Troy Kohler's body inside a washing machine. Adam Bennett live outside the home.
Adam, no arrests or charges at this point.
Not at this point, Ron. The parents of Kohler went downtown with investigators for an interview a while ago. They haven't come back to the home since then. Investigators, they would not tell us whether there were any signs of physical injury on the body of the boy. They did tell us, though, it's too early to say whether this is an accident. As crime scene investigators continued combing through this home on Rosegate Drive in Spring this afternoon,
It hit me because it hit him.
Kenyetta Hewitt brought her son to leave this toy in remembrance of his friend, 7-year-old Troy Kohler.
I'm hurting. My baby, he's hurting. You know, he holds things in, internalizes a lot. So whatever I felt like it took for him to get the closure that he needs, even before school starts, I was willing to do
Deputy constables found Kohler's body inside this top-load washing machine inside his home's garage. Investigators wouldn't say whether there was water inside or the lid was closed. They did say the boy was clothed. This all started when Kohler's parents reported him missing around 5:20 this morning.
There was no indication that the door had been open or window open. And after searching the neighborhood, they were unable to find the child. So the next logical step, I believe, is just to search the house.
That's when HCSO homicide unit got called out. They separated and detained the parents, which is standard.
I got great-grandkids, and I don't know how they're coping with it.
A spokesperson with the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services told me, quote, "I can confirm that CPS does have history with the family and that the child had been a foster child and was adopted in 2019.
Hopefully that, everybody gets the closure that they need.
Officials with Spring ISD, where Kohler went to school, released a statement to me. They said they are deeply saddened by the young boy's passing. They also said they're offering prayers to his family, as well as counseling for any students and staff that may need it. Ron and Reka.
Yeah, and Daniela, those details slow coming, but within the past 15 minutes, as we were standing by here to go live, a Precinct 4 deputy constable duty vehicle pulled up here. Out of the back car was a man escorted up to the front door of this home. I walked up and asked him if he had any relation to the young man who was found dead here in the washing machine this morning. He did say that he was that boy's adopted father. We asked him what happened, and he says all he knows is that he got home last night after midnight. When he put his key in the door to open it, he says the door was unlocked. They couldn't find that boy, Troy, until this morning when they found his body in a washing machine. His is the face of a boy who had life to live. Yet, for reasons officials have yet to say, 7-year-old Troy Kohler was found dead this morning in a washing machine. How Troy wound up there, in what condition, how'd he die? 3 questions among a torrent of queries, each of them centered on why.
Just don't know how it happened.
Brian DeBon lives down the street. He and others awoke to the crime scene on Rosegate Drive's 4400 block. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says Troy was reported missing this morning until he was found in the washer in the home's garage.
It was early in the morning. There was no indication that the door had been open or window open.
Troy's adopted mother, emotional as Precinct 4 deputy constables escorted her. Both she and Troy's adopted father questioned by investigators. But tonight, whatever answers may be, linger. The Department of Family and Protective Services confirmed the couple adopted Troy in 2019. Troy also attended Jenkins Elementary, confirmed Spring ISD, which tonight, in a statement to KPRC2, said in part, quote, "His death represents a great loss for our district, and we are providing outgoing counseling and grief services for students and staff members impacted by this tragedy." Awful does not put this in its proper context. Again, minutes ago, we spoke to the man who said that he is the adopted father of Troy. When I asked him what happened, he said he doesn't know, again, other than the fact that when he got home last night, the door was unlocked. There is an investigation underway tonight into what happened. The last word for the father tonight to me, I just want to know where my wife is so that we can figure out what's going on here. We're live.
Okay, you heard it there. I just want to find my wife so we can figure out what's going on. Not sad, not sorry for the child. Something happened out there. They clearly know what's going on in the house. They're not saying nothing. Oh, I came home at 12 o'clock and the door was unlocked. That's all I know. After that, I don't know. He doesn't know nothing after midnight. Claiming, that the house is unlocked. We got another John Benet, a Foster Benet Ramsey case here, the who knows. Yeah, very fishy. Come on. Wow. 7-year-old able to get themselves out. Okay, clear. Yeah, body stuffed. Most likely been alive if he wasn't trafficked. Damn sure straight. But yeah, very creepy traffickers. Adoption trap. It's strange that they're saying foster, as if he is a foster, but that's how we classify them. All adopted children are fosters. We don't let them Call them super fosters, but they're still fosters. No such thing as adoption. It's child trafficking. They're not saying nothing.
Firm Spring ISD, which did father. We asked him what happened, and he says all he knows is that he got home last night after midnight. When he put his key in the door to open it, he says the door was unlocked. They couldn't find that boy, Troy, until this morning when they found his body in a washing machine. His is the face of a boy who had life to live. Yet, for reasons officials have yet to say, 7-year-old Troy Kohler was found dead this morning in a washing machine. How Troy wound up there, in what condition, how'd he die? 3 questions among a torrent of queries, each of them centered on why.
Just don't know how it happened.
Brian DeBon lives down the street. He and others awoke to the crime scene on Rosegate Drive's 4400 block. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says Troy was reported missing this morning until he was found in the washer in the home's garage.
It was early in the morning. There was no indication that the door had been open or window open.
Troy's adopted mother, emotional as Precinct 4 deputy constables escorted her. Both she and Troy's adopted father questioned by investigators. But tonight, whatever answers may be, linger. The Department of Family and Protective Services confirmed the couple adopted Troy in 2019. Troy also attended Jenkins Elementary, confirmed Spring ISD, which tonight, in a statement to KPRC2, said in part, quote, his death represents a great loss for our district, and we are providing outgoing counseling and grief services for students and staff members impacted by this tragedy. Awful does not put this in its proper context. Again, minutes ago, we spoke to the man who said that he is the adopted father of Troy. When I asked him what happened, he said he doesn't know, again, other than the fact that when he got home last night, the door was unlocked. There is an investigation underway tonight into what happened. The last word for the father tonight to me, I just want to know where my wife is so that we can figure out what's going on here. We're live.
Okay, you heard it there. I just want to find my wife so we can figure out what's going on. Not sad, not sorry for the child. Something happened out there. They clearly know what's going on in the house. They're not saying nothing. Oh, I came home at 12 o'clock and the door was unlocked. That's all I know. After that, I don't know. He doesn't know nothing after midnight. Claiming, that the house is unlocked. We got another John Benet, a Foster Benet Ramsey case here. The who knows? Yeah, very fishy. Come on. Wow. 7-year-old able to get themselves out. Okay, clear. Yeah, body stuffed. Most likely been alive if he wasn't trafficked. Damn sure straight. But yeah, very creepy traffickers, adoption traffic. It's strange that they're saying foster, as if he is a foster. But that's how we classify them. All adopted children are fosters. We don't let them change. Call them super fosters, but they're still fosters. No such thing as adoption. It's child trafficking. It's what happened to this boy. And very creepy. Okay, so in the comments, anybody out there, what would you be saying? Would you be only interested in talking to your wife so you could figure out what's going on? Or would you be saying, this is unbelievable. I don't see how he could get stuck in there. It'd be impossible. I love that boy. This doesn't make any sense. I love that child. Shouldn't that what the adopter should be saying, that there's no way he could? I've been 7. You can get out of a washing machine. This doesn't make sense to me. Shouldn't that what he be saying, or what's he saying? Yeah, I just come home from work at 12:30 and the door's unlocked. That's all I know. Outside of that, I don't know nothing. Shit. That's what he's saying. So doesn't make any sense. So hopefully, man, strap him up. What happened? Blunt force trauma, injuries, brain damage, drowning, suffocation. Was he choked to death? Wow. To leave that body inside the house like that, something happened abruptly, and it's most likely a strangulation, suffocation. May not be a lot of marks on the boy. that they don't say if the lid was open or closed or if it went through a cycle. But yeah, powerful case there, getting lots of attention. The washing machine, lather, rinse, repeat. Foster child trafficking, foster murders. Look at all the murders at the CPS News Network.com. You can see all the foster murders. You can have a foster murder party there and raise the spirits of all the murdered foster children that nobody gives a rat's ass about, nobody doing a damn thing about, and they want to talk about saving something. Who's saving anything if you're not protecting children? Really, anything in this world. Who is saving? We're the whale savers, the cat savers, the dog savers. Who's the child saver? Who's the one that's really protect? There is none. There is none for this child trafficking ring, fueled on money, corruption, perversion. The lawsuits. The family will get a lawsuit, and the lawyer for the bar is going to get a lump sum of money. There's going to be an out-of-court settlement. No one's going to talk about it and keep it a secret. Great time to talk about foster cleansing, genocide. What is it? Racial cleansing. Where's his family? We're looking for his family. Troy Kohler, Khoeler, body stuffed in washing machine, Texas. Welcome. That's his forever casket. Why don't they just bury him in it, right? Is that where he was laid to rest, in a washing machine? Can you imagine? That's where he was already murdered somewhere else and stuffed in there. Or was that a torture? So you can know what to expect. Most likely strangulation, suffocation, possibly somewhere in the house or even in this washer. Tortured. Could have been tortured in the thing. Could have been scalded with hot water, with the lid closed. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Very scary. Strikes a lot of. It's like everyone's worst nightmare to be trapped in a washing machine as a child. That's like the ultimate child nightmare to happen, and not have control of anything. Images. Troy Kohler, Texas, beautiful young boy, healthy, 7 years old, and body found stuffed in washing machine. Keep your eyes and ears open, people, and shut down CPS, shut down the child traffic racket. The foster parents are all child trafficking. Business as usual. Nothing's going to change. More money, more money, more money. And so just anyone who says that they're saving something, they're not. Anybody out there who's saving these foster kids, who's actually saving them, who's giving them relief, who's really protecting them? You can't have protections in a system like that. It's too spread out. All those foster homes, they'd have a better chance in a juvenile prison than they would in a foster care. If he was in a juvenile prison, he'd still be alive right now. Talk about that. Anyone in the comments? If he was in a juvenile prison, he'd be alive. If he's in any prison in America, he'd still be alive. Even the worst ones, he'd still be alive. Foster care's 100 times worse than any prison. Thank you all. CPS News Network. Remember, Troy Kohler, Texas, stuffed in a washing machine. They won't tell us what cycle it was in. Was it a cold wash, a hot wash, or a lukewarm? Was there bleach involved? Wow. Just final resting place, the washing machine for Troy Kohler. Very sick. How can they not arrest these people? The story stinks. Okay, we're live here. Thanks for chiming in, Kim, Shannon, Tammy. We see you out there. Pleasure to have Ida. Always remember you, Ida. Raya. How can we get it done? Yeah, we're doing it right now. We're on fire. There's people are sick but they don't care how much they do this. They don't care how much the cops don't say this isn't going to happen again. They don't care we heard the overwhelmed. They got 16 kids per worker and a 35% turnover rate in Texas. Oh, we need more money, more social workers. It's just a racket. It's a war machine. He was put in there. Was he put in a hot cycle on the large load? Yeah, it's what happened. He was in a large load, large cycle, and they turned it on. He didn't hide the body in there. He tortured the boy in there, and he drowned. The boy had marks all over his body. He went through the full cycle before and probably after. There was already reports. He's eating the cookies. He got to go outside. When you come home, he might be hanging from a tree. We got text messages. We got the arrest. People are sick of it. That's the whole thing with this whole child trafficking thing, is that they don't care how sick you get. Because if I was that adopter, I'd be saying it's impossible how
Deputies searched the neighborhood before they made the horrific discovery.
they don't care how sick it is because they know you'll disengage sooner or later. Oh, you just said, I got to go eat lunch and some cookies. I don't want to deal with it. And it's too much. It's too much for anybody to deal with it. But it's the traffickers that are condoning it, the public agents that are supposed to stop this, to arrest people committing treason, to arrest people kidnapping children, to arrest people that created a child traffic pedophile ring. That's what CPS is. It's all it is. It's all black and white now. There's no hiding places. It's a full-on complete war zone there's no gray area no more. Needs to be shut down. It's too dangerous. Keep them all in one place. The kids that need help, and give monies to the families that need help to keep them all safe. We're dealing with the murders every single day. One after another, 16-month-old, 11-year-old, this boy, just so many. CPSNewsNetwork.com needs you to go there. Just look at the wall. Stop child trafficking. That's how you do it. We come down on these government agents that are kidnapping the kids, the cops with their treason. Oh, the judge said so. Judge is a corporation. I don't listen to a corporation. You're going to need a criminal judge for me to do something. We got to get rid of the whole corporation business, McDonald's, CPS, civil court racket. Put it all in a criminal court. These cops can stop trafficking kids. Money can easily be given to children and monitored, and the ones that really need a home, they can all be in one place, a resort that would really change their life. Can you imagine being a traumatized kid and then being placed in a resort where you're safe and you're not going to be starved, you're not going to be beaten, you're not going to be abused? This boy probably went through some horrific abuse we don't even know about. They had him for a while, since 2019, and death in June of 2022. Shut it down. That's how we do it. You have to demand shut down. You don't say nothing else. It's shut it down. If you're going to take kids, you need criminal charges. Game over. That's it. Get the cops off their asses. The cops are the only ones that are keeping me and hundreds of thousands of other family members and parents out there from having their family with them. The cops are the barrier. They're holding our kids at gunpoint to a hostage situation, a child traffic situation, a corrupt situation. It's the whole judiciary across the board in every aspect of our lives is being corrupted. It's not trusty. It's not has no integrity whatsoever. It's been weaponized. The entire judicial system, the bars, all these attorneys, and everybody making money. Man, got to get that money. Got the money coming into the bar. Ooh. So, any comments? Any questions? We're live here. It's Friday, big Friday. Let's see here. See you. Shut it down. Thank you. Yeah, let's just keep it straight. We're going to the shut down. When they say child trafficking, shut down CPS. When they say child trafficking, shut down CPS. Start there. Kill 80% of the child sex traffic, porn market, torture market, drug market, prison market, everything. Those freaking judges, these all foster parents, tell them to get out of the freaking business. That all of it's on their hands. Oh, I take care of the ones they give to me. I just treat them like my own. Well, if you treat them like your own and the parents didn't commit a crime, you'd give them back to the parents. What the hell are you holding children hostage for in a corrupt terrorist child traffic ring? So Oh, I'm good. I take care of the kids. Well, if you take care of the kids and they get transferred to a next one and they're raped every single day, they're put in a closet every single day, they're tortured every single day, they want their mommy every single day. What the F did you just do? Don't give anybody a resting place, anybody a pillow. It's concrete floors, hard concrete, cold floors for all child traffickers, all judges, all social workers, all foster parents. Come on fire. We are on fire. Join me, join Megan Walsh, cpsnewsnetwork.com. Watch Megan Walsh. She's unleashed. Support her. She needs our support. She's a very impactful speaker. And that they took her kids. John Walsh did it. National Center Missing and Exploited. Stop child trafficking and shut down CPS. Shut it down. We want criminal charges to take kids. Game over. Going back to the video. Rolling.
Whew. We were told that information is confidential unless it's determined that death was related to abuse or neglect. In spring, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Homicide investigators are still looking into what or who caused the death of a 7-year-old boy in Spring. Deputies found Troy Kohler's body inside a washing machine. Adam Bennett live outside the home.
Adam, no arrests or charges at this point.
Not at this point, Ron. The parents of Kohler went downtown with investigators for an interview a while ago. They haven't come back to the home since then. Investigators, they would not tell us whether there were any signs of physical injury on the body of the boy. They did tell us, though, it's too early to say whether this is an accident. As crime scene investigators continued combing through this home on Rosegate Drive in Spring this afternoon,
It hit me because it hit him.
Kenyetta Hewitt brought her son to leave this toy in remembrance of his friend, 7-year-old Troy Kohler.
I'm hurting. My baby, he's hurting. He holds things in, internalizes a lot. So whatever I felt like it took for him to get the closure that he needs, even before school starts, I was willing to do.
Deputy constables found Kohler's body inside this top-load washing machine inside his home's garage. Investigators wouldn't say whether there was water inside or the lid was closed. They did say the boy was clothed. There it is. That's the washing machine. You can see the washing machine is a new one. Shut down CPS. Come on, people. Get off this Thanksgiving kick quack. We got cops going out there giving some food out to the homeless. Oh, my God. For one day, are you sick? Cops making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. For what? They're not stopping this. They can't protect children. They can't follow the Constitution. Money, truly evil on all hands. You said it, Shannon. Rolling with this. Watch what we got here. Boom. I tried to put a finger on child trafficking, but I couldn't do it. So I had to use two hands. There you go. I had to use two hands to put a finger on it. Look at this. Social workers, the fosters, the adopters, the pedos, the cops, the CPS, the DHS, the pharma, the judges, the attorney. It's game over, people. Don't give me anything about Epstein's flight log. What a freaking joke. They got you focused on Epstein's flight log and people well, that's not that. No, we got a major. This is the iceberg right here. This is the underside of the iceberg. The DHS, pharma, cops, judges, attorneys takes two hands. I know I could use 2 feet too. I could use 2 of my feet down on the bottom that are involved in all the child trafficking. Thank you, 20 viewers. It's hard to get viewers. We are constantly censored. You would not believe how heavily censored we are. You would not believe it. You would not believe we are down from 3 million a month to, I don't even want to say it. We'll say tens of thousands a month, a couple, tens of thousands. We went from 3 million a month in 2 months, 2 months straight. It's always been dropped since then. Dropped 10%, 300,000 a month reach. Now it's nothing. They're waxing us. There's a complete silencing of all internet content pertaining to what the truth is. People are hungry for it. Thank you for sharing. You guys are my hope. You're like, we need warriors that say, shut it down, hold the cops accountable, hold your pastors accountable, hold your school teachers accountable, hold everyone, the cops especially. The cops could stop this. Comment. I've had my kids taken for no reason, still fighting to get them back. West Virginia, fight till the day I die.
Yeah, we've been fighting for 10 years, and we're just fighting for all the kids. And join Megan Walsh. She's on fire right now. She needs your support. Megan Walsh, watch her on Twitter. We posted a lot of her content. Join with her. Join with the warriors. Get with the warriors. Get with the people on the front lines to shut it down. We're not talking about anything else. And don't think your keyboard doesn't matter. Your keyboard's your most powerful tool. Those two hands right there with your little keys on your keyboard. You can get so much done. Don't think it ain't. It's all about the exposure and holding the cops accountable to get off their ass that you have zero integrity until you shut down CPS. Any good cop, hold on. Any good cop would shut down CPS. So let's just get that straight. We're in the comments. Thank you all for sharing. Don't get me started on cops. Yeah. So we know, cops are needed for a lot of reasons, but where do all the monsters come from? Where do all the monster kids come from? They come from foster care. Okay, the two hands to identify child trafficking. Those, I could use 2 hands and 2 feet there, right? We got psychologists, county council, social workers, doctors. They all love this. Imagine all these people on the payroll to traffic children, and if there ain't no kids to traffic, they're going to lose their work. They're going to lose 50, 75, if not all of their business. The lawyers, the managers, the governor, everybody want that child traffic blood money. Don't tell me there's a good preacher. Don't tell me there's a good cop. Don't tell me there's a good politician anywhere. It's not hard to stop. It's not hard if people just do their job. There's no integrity anywhere. Across the board. That's how it's done. Bar Association. What a freaking joke. And these freaking lawyers that run after these murdered children and don't give nothing back. All these murdered foster kids. They don't give nothing back.